Dear friends, this week we read the portion of Beshalach, which is also known as Shabbat Shalom, the week of song, as the Jews crossed the sea and thank God through singing for the great miracles He had done for them and the justice He brought to the Egyptians. But we also read that once the Jews came into the desert, where were they going to get food from? So God made a miracle and the manna came from heaven. And for every day, for 40 years until the Jews entered into Israel, this was their food. The manna came down from heaven in the morning. They picked it up. From that they made food and they went to sleep at night and there was nothing left. And the next morning they started again. Not much work had to be done with the food. It was already cooked and ready to be eaten and it could taste anything you wanted. It was incredible. But that's what their main diet was. And the question that's asked is, if God wanted to make a miracle like He made many miracles for the Jews, and even in the desert, why would He make a miracle of food coming from heaven? Make a miracle that the desert will blossom, like we see in Israel today, the desert blooms. Why make a miracle, something so unusual? Where does food ever come from heaven? Did anyone ever else see food come from heaven? Is there food in heaven? But yet that's the miracle God made. Unlike the water which came from a rock, like a well. And the clouds of glory, which is a protective climate, an environment that it created for them. Why food from heaven? And within this, our rabbis tell us, is a very important message. For us, the greatest occupation, the greatest stress, the greatest anxiety comes over food. We spend most of our time as an adult working to put food on our table. Yes, thank God we'll have bigger jobs, greater businesses, earning a lot more money, but it comes down to feeding ourselves and putting a roof over our head and being protected. And very easily, because it takes so much effort and work, we start thinking that the success that I have is because I'm smart, I'm capable, I am gifted, and we start assigning to ourselves all the reasons for our success. And the Torah wants to tell us that's not true. Even until today, when a Jew is out there successful, and even a non-Jew is successful, in their work and in their efforts, it's a blessing from God. We are partners with God. We create the vessel through which God's blessings can come. Our hard work and effort is creating just the vessel, but the blessing comes from God. Therefore, business is not a science. There's no guarantee university, hard work is going to make you wealthy. It all depends what God decides. So we got to do our part, but God is the main one that makes it happen. And that's why God made food from heaven. And during this period of time when God was trying to train us to understand how we have to live in this world, how we have to operate in this world, what true faith means, God wanted us to know that food always comes from heaven. It's the direct blessing from God. Our efforts are important, but only as the vessel to receive God's blessings. So when we go out to work, we must remember, why are we successful? Why are we able to bring food home? Whatever it is that we make, because God is blessing us. And that blessing calls forth from us, how do we thank God? How do we recognize God's blessing? Give 10% to charity, make a blessing before you eat the food, do right things with the money, educate your children, give them a Jewish education, do everything you can for your children, give them the best opportunities, but always remember, manna comes from heaven. Food today is manna from heaven. The more we recognize it, the more we create a direct line that God should go, hopefully give us all more and more success, and the success we'll be able to help ourselves and our communities and the world in large. So I want to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. And may God bless you all to have lots of success, to make a lot of money, to be able to do many things that you need for your family and for the world around you. And may God bless every one of us. I love you all. Shabbat in Montreal this week is 4:34, and only the best. This Shabbat we're going to have a special Shabbat Shira, singing and Shabbaton. Come join us if you're in Montreal. Friday night or Shabbat day with the great Chazan, and it's going to be an incredible, uplifting experience. Be well, all the best.